So as you can see, I'm a fan of Spain's national football team, and I am really excited that they won the World Cup this year. Like it is fantastic. And as a therapist, I also can take any opportunity and any situation to try to create an analogy for something that can be used to help people out. And so um, in the moment when they won, I was jumping. I literally I'm like clapping, jumped up with joy and super excited about the situation. And that's because my perspective was that I saw Spain win. However, there are a lot of other people that also watched Argentina lose, and they were not jumping for joy. They were not excited or elated. They were probably feeling hurt, upset, angry, and let down, disappointed, any number of things. And so it's a great opportunity to recognize that our emotions really are dictated by our perception of a given situation. And yes, it's easy to say, well, because I'm a fan of Spain, that when I was watching this happen, clearly I'm going to be feeling more positive, and clearly fans of Argentina or of Lionel Messi are going to be more upset because it was likely his final game, and so like our reactions are going to be different. But even in neutral situations, the way that we think about things is so important in dictating how we feel. Because if I make a mistake, if I were to mess something up and I have the thought, I'm a loser, I'm an idiot, or I'm a disappointment, then I'm going to feel a lot worse than if I view that same situation by saying, you know what, I made a mistake. People make mistakes. In fact, I make mistakes. And I'm learning from those mistakes. And I am trying to get better at making fewer mistakes, which by changing that thought can change the emotion and the intensity of that emotion that I'm experiencing. So instead of feeling disappointed or feeling guilty or down, I could feel less so. In fact, I could even say that, you know what, I didn't do it this time, but I could do it next time. And so when that happens, that creates an opportunity for me to be able to change not only how I'm thinking, but also the emotion. And if I'm feeling differently, then I will also act and respond differently, which can also create a better outcome in the long run. We like to think about our thoughts as being passive, and they're kind of just there. They appear and float on by. But if you have the same thought repeatedly, hundreds of times, thousands of times, then that thought is not this passive little thing that just popped into your head. It ends up turning into this thing that is more present and invasive, and it can really turn into a belief. And if that belief is something negative about yourself, then how do you think you're going to feel and respond to that? Probably not too good. And that's one benefit of being able to work out these things in therapy, is that a well-trained therapist can help to identify these negative thoughts, help you to work on those thinking traps that happen, and try to create a new way of thinking about negative experiences. And not because we're trying to turn a frown upside down, because that's total BS, but because typically those negative thoughts go to the extreme on the other end. And when our thoughts go to that negative extreme, then we are more likely to have a problem as a result.